always liked to run. I remember being in grade school and coming home after school and putting on my barn boots and running on the deer trails up in the woods behind my house. Hello, my name is John Marks, currently 54 years old, resident of Virgil, New York. I suppose I could say I run to stay healthy, I run to lose weight, but it's not really true. I just run because I like to run. When I was younger, I tried to run fast. Eventually had injuries that caused me to not be able to run very much for a couple of years, so I've had to run slower. Consequently, I've started to run a lot longer. I prefer to run on trails in the woods. It's interesting. It's much softer on my joints. There's variety in terrain. See interesting things like animals sometimes. But when I don't have time, I run on the roads because it's much more convenient. Well, I don't feel well if I don't run. So I suppose it affects me that way. It's also a regular part of my routine. I get up in the morning and I do a workout about 4:20 in the morning and get some exercise. Then when I get home from work, I like to get another bout of exercise in before supper. So it's just a regular part of the daily routine. It probably meets some of aspects of the definition of religion. It's part of a philosophy of life, a way of acting and interacting with the world. There is a phrase, religion is the opiate of the people. And of course, everybody understands that when you run, the brain releases endorphins, which are like an opiate. The more you run, the more you're drugged. There's a relationship there. And there's also this thing, when you do long distance running, you get into sort of a pattern of breathing and trying not to think about your pain. You go into sort of a Zen state where you just breathe and keep moving, concentrate on form and things like that, and your mind kind of blocks out everything else. It's another sort of parallel to a religious experience, I think. Running competitively, you're always trying to catch the person in front of you or stay in front of somebody. And that's when you're much more likely to get hurt. Some people, well, I guess they get a charge out of beating people, but it hurts when you run hard too. For some people, that's not enjoyable. Whereas if you're just out to enjoy the day and meet some nice folks, it's a nice way to do it. There's no pressure that way, just enjoy the experience, and that's what I've been doing ever since I got old and hurt my foot and run slower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most people, I guess you could run 50 miles on your own somewhere, but it's not nearly as fun as doing it with a group of people and having somebody else provide aid stations, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you get cool shirts that way. There aren't too many people of color running these long distance races. I don't see them. I think everybody's nice to everybody else. I remember a time when men didn't want women to beat them, but those days are gone. I get beat all the time by women. Nah, I think everybody's just out there doing their own thing. It's great fun. I lay awake at night and I relive my latest run in my head. I don't know if that's religious or not, if it's just whacked, but it's nice to think about. You can relive the experience.